أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Today is 10th of June 2026 and it's Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. And I know I didn't make the weekly review video the last week. Uh, and I was not at my best the last week. Beside trading, I was in little stress and was a bit disturbed. That's why I couldn't make the weekly review video. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the reason. To, yeah, so let's get into this week. Um, so I took a trade on Tuesday. I looked at the market on Monday, but I didn't take any trade on Monday, but took a trade on took two trades on Tuesday, and we're going to review that day. I was looking at chart. I chose gold to trade, and let's get into from the monthly chart. This is the second week of the new month of the June, second week of the trading week. Okay, so this is the recent month week I highlighted, and this is the longest week. Okay, and this is a fair value gap. Okay, these are the gaps I highlighted on the monthly, and on the weekly I highlighted the recent one, and this is the longest one, and then there is this gap. Okay, on daily chart we're going to talk about this candle. This is the Tuesday candle. So you can see on a high time frame we were expanding to the downside. We made our expansion to the downside. We did not took this low, and there was this low to the downside as well. Okay, and we made this FVG. We went higher, took this high, went into this FVG, and went into this low quarter, and then went lower. Okay, I was already bearish on higher time frame, and let's get into the 4-hour chart. So this is the range I highlighted of this 4-hour range, and this was the discount, and we didn't even went into that discount. Okay, so this was a very bearish sign. Okay, we went lower, touched this low quarter, and then started into the downside. Okay, lower. This is a daily, week as well as weekly. Okay, you can see this was an important area for me. Uh, so here I took the trade, and this was a good day for me. Let's talk about the reason behind this trade. Okay, higher time frame I already explained a bit about. On higher time frame I already explained the downside, and the important quarter area or the period area was the this week. Okay, this week, sorry, this week area. Okay, so the news, there was a news, no, there was no news. It was no news Tuesday. Okay, market opened, went lower, didn't take this lows. Okay, didn't take any of the specific relative equal lows. Didn't touch this PDR rate, the upper quarter, and went higher. Okay, it's went to the upside, took the recent low as well as the 1-hour low as well. Okay, went into the daily FVG, didn't touch the lower quarter of the FVG daily, as reversed. This was the first presented 1-minute gap, and this was the 5-minute first presented fair gap. Okay, I entered on, we went lower, went higher, touched the lower quarter, respected the 5-minute first presented fair value gap, break to a downside. The second would break. This was a Napoleon block. I entered. Okay, the stop loss was this high. Okay, by seeing the 1-minute first presented fair value gap, this was a logical area, most logical area, and the second presented fair value gap. This candle make the second fair value gap, and I placed the stop loss to upside, and this was also above the 5-minute first presented fair value, and this was this high as well. So the stop loss was on its logical area, and we spent some time, went into this gap, touched the lower body of the 5-minute first presented fair value gap, and then expand to the downside. And what happened was I did a mistake, and you will think that it was a TP trade. This was a TP, but it was not. And what happened? I did a mistake in managing the trade. The stop loss was on its logical area. We went lower. The second one went here. I was looking at for 3 RR at that time. We already went into the 2 RR, but the way it was expanding, I wanted it to at least go into this upper quarter. Okay, but it did not went here, and then it reversed. Okay, so the most logical area here was the second logical area was at least above this 5-minute first presented fair value. And let me see if I remember I didn't highlight. I didn't know that the 15-minute first presented fair value gap has been created. So I didn't know, but I highlighted the second presented 5-minute gap. Okay, and I placed the stop loss below the first 5-minute first presented fair value. I placed a stop loss here. And the reason was there was no reason, there was no logical reason. It was just emotional reason, and that I want more, and I wanted at least something, and I wasn't seeing the price action or the logical areas, but just. And one more thing, there was this 5 minute first period and fair value gap. There was this upper quarter of the weekly plus daily wick. So this was a logical area where price could go, respect this area, and then expand to the downside. Okay, I didn't uh, looked at it. I didn't focus at the price, but at that we already went lower. Maybe we are going to now reverse and then spend some time or even go drops. But I was not seeing that on higher time frame what we are doing. So it was all emotions, and I was beside trading. I was already not in my best emotional state, or was totally calm. I was a bit stressed because of beside trading something, and but I didn't let to manage it in the trading. I set a rule that I'm going to take a trade. I'm going to just forget about it, and not going to forget. Like, we'll look into the charts after 5 minutes, and if I'm going to hit, if there's a loss, I'm just going to get out. I'm not going to trade anymore. And yeah, still I made a mistake in the managing the trade and emotion. And yeah, and you can see how I get the reward of it. We went higher, touched the 5 minute first presenting value gap, and why I highlighted the second presenting value gap. Why it was important to me, because it was with the break of the market structure. So that's why it was very important. And we went into it, didn't touch the CE, and then reversed. And at that time, when the candle closed, I already was saying that I did the mistake, and and at that time I was kind of a bit frustrated. But I calmed myself. I said to myself, I have to move on. Look at another opportunity. Is there any another opportunity? And there was one. Okay, it was a logical area. We respected the 5 minutes first presented fair value area, break to the downside, break the lower quarter. Plus, this low was at least we take down. If I was already planning that if it's going to be taken, I'm setting stop loss to upside. And if we respect this upper quarter, I'm expecting price to go to this low quarter, at least to this CE. Okay. And then there was this monthly low quarter, and I entered. It was a totally logical trade. I entered. I moved on from the last trade. Even I made a very silly mistake, but yeah, that's how something it goes. Sometime it goes, and you have to just look for another opportunity, just execute. So I'm proud of myself that I was able to move on so fast, move on so quickly, and to execute my plan. So I entered. Price went lower. I set the stop loss to break even, went lower, and yeah, it was more than 3 RR trade, as you can see. Here it is 360. Yeah, on the count it was a bit less than this, I think 3.5, but still, yeah, went into the reason behind it was the broker I was trading on, the price was not same. These two on the gold, on this trading view, on the gold of that broker, their price was not same, and I was not able to see also these areas. So I set the stop loss TP to 3 plus RR. Okay, so yeah, or less than this target. So this was 3.6 RR, so I set the stop loss to 3.4 RR or 2 RR. I remember, we'll see. And so yeah, I went lower, and then I respected the CE, and this is a low quarter as well. So went respected low quarter CE, went lower, respected the low quarter of this. So the next area was this area we respected, and then yeah, this was. So good day, and then you can see how we went lower at last. Expected the low quarter, use the low quarter to go to the downside. And yeah, this was a good day for me. So one thing more, I started a new challenge. Okay, I'm trading. This was the first trade on the new account. It's a CK Capital 10K middleweight account, 2-step. So because on the both of the accounts, the DNA account, I'm only $30 away from losing the account, and on GFT as well, I'm in a lot of drama, and because of that, there are very many reasons for starting a new challenge or risking it. The first would be that I was very demotivated and was not in the mind. I was already a bit stressed beside the trading, and I was not taking it seriously because I was already in the drawdown, and that would have taken a lot of time to get back the losses. So more than double time. So I had few accounts. So that's why I recently won an account on the CK Capital, and then I won another account on CK Capital. Both are 10K accounts, and that's why I thought that why not I start a new challenge. And because it's the losing is the part of the game. You have to just move on, just look at to the, you can't spend so much time on account. Okay, so yeah, so that's why this will be yeah. So the first trade was on that account on the CK Capital, and it has a consistency rule which I remembered. Then I forgot about it in yesterday, and luckily, and one thing was lucky, one thing was unfortunate. I said I was looking for a 3 RR trade, and I was looking for it to go to a 3R. It went to the 2 RR. You can see it went to 2 RR, and that was the logical area where I should have gotten out, because it has a 30% consistency rule, which means I cannot make more than $240 on a 10K account, and the target is 800. Okay, so if you divide the 800 to 30, it will be 240, which means I cannot make more than $240. So logical target area or logical risking would be $100, and the target would be the $200, and we touched the $200. If I remember at that time, if I would have had remembered yesterday that it has a consistency rule of 30%, and I cannot make more than 240, I would have gotten out here. So yeah, and luckily, if the where I was lucky was if we went lower, that would have uh, kind of kind of breached the account. I don't think so. I checked it. Uh, you, it's saying that it won't breach the account. I don't know what will happen if I take a profit more than at 240. So anyways, yeah. So this was a trade. I closed in some profit, $40 profit, and this trade, the second trade was on the GFT. Okay, I took the trade on the GFT. Let me show you the recent. Can I? See, this was the recent trade. This I took this trade, and it was not a serious trade. It was a break-even trade. I'm not going into deep into it this, but I'm just going to talk about why did I took this trade. It was a trade in the London session on a higher time frame, and price went 2 RR, and then it reversed, and my stop loss was not set on the break even, and that's why I got a 1 hour loss. And this was the main trade where I risked. I risked 200, but when I took the trade, it was showing $150. Okay, so according to that, that would be more than 3 RR trade, 3.1 RR trade. So this first week was I took only 2 trades, and both had losses, and then took and trade. I didn't take and trade on either account, and then this was. And there was one trade, unfortunately, because the stop loss was not set on the break even. That's why. So yeah. On the other side, this was the first trade. I made for $40, $46. This was the first trade on this account. Yeah. So yeah, just let's talk about the next week goals. I almost forgot to talk about it. So this are the goals for the next week. Inshallah, I will make the weekly review. I'm not proud of that I didn't make the weekly review video, but I was not in the state, so I'm not going to blame myself as well. And the thing is, I'm not making it worse. I'm just getting to the game. I'm not ashamed of that. I kind of broke down, but the main thing is I'm doing it. I'm not going to give up. This is the next week goals. Backtest 5 days a week. I did most of the tasks last week, but some of them I didn't, which I knew. But just let's go. Let's move on to the next week. This is the same as the previous weeks. All the tasks: meditation, journal, majlis, 5 page hadith, ziyarat 5 times, 48 laws of power, read 11 pages at least. I'm going to target for more than that. I'm encouraged to be disliked. I'm targeting 12 pages. Arabic session 5 times a week. So yeah, this that's no. I forgot to do a small review, the daily review about the emotions, a bit overview I mean, I think it's begun. So the result was more than 3 RR. Okay. One thing more. I'm I'm changing the I changed the the profit to RR because the dollars make it a bit. I'm not going to look at the money. Okay? It's way more. It's way more less stressful, or it's way more better to look at RR, risk and reward, rather than on the profit on the dollars. Okay, it's way better than way better. By just setting it to that, I'm feeling so much calmer, and way less, way less stressed, or not stressed, but way less, way less worried. Yeah, maybe this would be so. Made 3.4 RR on the first trade. It was 0.4 RR, and the second trade was more than 3 RR, but I set it to 3 RR. Okay, let me show you the entry. So this was the entry point, as you can see, and this was the result. So let's get into the daily. Overall, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. Already talked about was the emotionally in the trade. I was calm, but overall I was not mentally. I was not good mentally. Kind of stressed because something else. So I did trade, but I tried to just set and forget, and did not let myself in the market follow. And luckily, uh, the market was way less stressful, way less. It was so smooth and low resistance liquidity, and it was just sudden TP. And I'm very thankful to God, to Allah, that yesterday was as well as good, and was so quick. So kind of okay. What I was expecting, I was expecting around say I will talk about. What was the best trade? First trade was the best trade, but I did not manage well. Why it was the good trade? Best trade, sorry, because it was the most logical and the best entry I could get in the move. I entered the right time at the right layer. Yeah, that was the best entry that I could get in that move, and that's why it was the best trade. And the stop loss was the logical, and then I placed it very carelessly. And what did I miss? I did one mistake, as I already talked about. Of the that was the SL placing. The logical point to place the SL was above the 5-minute first phase, second percent fair value gap. I placed it to below, and there was more reasons to place it to that area. Up, and the reason I already talked about the 1 minute first presented fair value gap candle plus the upper quarter of the daily plus weekly quarters plus the high. Okay, and then obviously the 5-minute first presented second presented fair value gap up. I placed it below because of that more weirdness and yeah. What is the one action I will take tomorrow toward the repeating this? To be logical, not emotional. Tomorrow is the core CPI day, yes, which is today, core CPI day, and news at 10:30. So it's a bit kind of a day. I'm more expecting price to give, if it's going to give any opportunity, it will be more likely to be happen in the PM session or late news session. And the thing is, I'm just going to be careful and will look for opportunity for opportunities after the news. So yeah, I'm just going to close the day. This was a day, and if there was some audience watching my videos, I would have said, I would have say to pray for me, and I'm praying for you. But there's no one, and it doesn't matter, and it's not a big deal. I'm not making it for someone. I'm just making it for myself, and I just want to. And yeah, and no matter how, I know, Milan. I'm talking to myself. If you are watching, you know. What I've gone through, we gone through, and what I don't know if the time you are looking at this video, you're watching it. I don't know if you remember at this time what was happening, and I think you should not even yeah. Whatever is happening, one thing is clear: I'm not going to give up. I know it's way it's so much hard right now, and sometimes not sometimes, but I feel like I wish that I could talk this with someone, but that's a reality that you have to go through this alone. And yeah, if you are very lucky, then you may have someone, but yeah, Allah knows better what's better for me, and I think it's better for me to go through alone. And there's a thing going on. I don't know if you remember what's the situation right now, and it will be clear in inshallah a few days. And I'm making a decision to do whatever I can, and not just to sit on there. So yeah, I don't know, Milan, you how where you are, but I know you will be on a way better place than I am right now, and you will be successful. I know, inshallah, we will be successful. And the most important thing is not is more than being successful, is not stop trying, not giving up, and just, yeah. So this was a day. That's it. Inshallah ta'ala, everything will be all right, will be better. And yeah, that's it in the next video. And inshallah ta'ala, I will make this happen. This trading thing, no matter how long it will take. In the next video. Allah Hafiz.